Extended family. She was especially close, I understand, to her maternal grandfather. Now, listen to why. This guy had a pretty cool job. He was a carpenter and designer for Hollywood studios. And so he built her playhouses, and she got to play with all the props that he built, all right? Who wouldn't love to have a grandfather like that? I would have loved to have had one. Build me a fort, right? All that good stuff. Grace graduated from George Washington High School in Los Angeles in 1949. She attended George Pepperdine College. Her diploma is right over there if you want to see it, in Los Angeles, earning a degree in education. It was there that she met Bob Biggers, who was there on the GI Bill. Why? He was serving our country post-service in both World War II and the Korean conflict. Bob, thank you for your service. And that explains their 10-year age difference. Well, they did meet, they did fall in love, and they were married December the 21st, 1952. They raised their two children, Melissa and Bill, at 11029 Portada Drive, right here in Whittier, California. She was an educator. She taught third grade at Leffingwell Elementary School until she became a stay-at-home mom. She re-entered the workforce part-time around 1973, where she worked for a market research firm here in Whittier. Bill and Melissa, I believe, collaborated on most of these notes that I'm reading from right now, but really it sounds like four things summed up her life: books, roses, tea, and charity. Books, a voracious reader. She had so many books that she used her computer to catalog them and to keep track of the ones that she read. And then she had a whole other category, Melissa tells me, of the books that she intended to read. And then the grandchildren came along when this thing called a Kindle was invented, and that opened up a whole new world of possibilities for her. Roses. She loved roses and had a rose garden in her backyard that she tended to and nurtured. Tea. She had a fascination with all things British, perhaps because her father grew up in England. Charity. She was a member of several charities and many, many groups. She made some blankets for dogs, and this is the one that got me. She also knitted caps for little preemie babies. My wife and I had a 10-week premature baby that wore a little beanie hat. I don't think it was from the ones that she made, but it's very important that preemies wear those because they lose their body heat from their head, and when they lose their body heat, they already don't weigh enough, you know? And so it helps maintain their weight and, of course, maintain their health. And they get to come home to mom and dad like ours did, maybe a couple of months later. She was always doing something for others. Grace was a friend to all, a great listener. If you told her you liked something, she would remember that forever. She was a lover of writing notes, thank you notes, birthday cards, every holiday you could think of cards, and just because she was thinking of you, cards. Melissa said we often joked that she kept the postal service viable. She had a love for learning that she shared with her children and grandchildren. Melissa says she was Google before there was Google. That was Grace. She read everything. She was always up on the latest news about everything from politics, finance, and fashion. She was a talented seamstress, knitter, and teacher. She baked the best chocolate chip cookies ever. Ask anyone. Her recipes are on the back of her remembrance card. Religiously, she was baptized a Methodist April 23rd, 1944 at Sunnyside Methodist Church on 94th Street in Los Angeles, California. She would later become a member of the Whittier Church of Christ, where her and Bob attended for many years. Melissa and Bill, members of our youth group, and did a lot of service projects there. I see Nathan grew well here today as well. And Just many fond memories. She passed from this life September 6th, 2016, here in Whittier, California, at the age of 84 years. She is survived by her daughter, Melissa, and her husband, Doug, a son, Bill, and his wife, Karen, 5 grandchildren. Melissa and Doug's children are Emily, Izzy, and Paul. Bill and Karen's children, Grant and Evan. In the book of Romans, chapter 14 and verse 7, it says, "For none of us lives to himself alone, and none of us dies to himself alone." And you are a living testament to that verse, are you not? It's sort of the Bible's way of saying no man is an island unto himself. When one of us passes on, it has an effect, a ripple effect on each and every one of us. And it's great to see so many different people from different age groups all here today to remember this wonderful woman. At this time, I'm going to turn it over to Bill, and he's got a few things planned to say, and then he'll be turning over the schedule to others, and then I'll kind of wrap it all up at the end. I believe there's going to be a song in here somewhere as well. But we're glad that you're here. And Bill, if you'd come up and share your thoughts about your mother.